how would you feel if you saw your mother right now? I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah, of course I love her, but, I didn't know. And then she asked, well, I came in, and she walked. Yeah, she walked in the door, and I think it's at that point right there that I just let everything go. I mean, I just hugged her. You know, she crying, I'm crying. It was like I don't know, a different. It wasn't a hurt cry. It was.
It's the Date Master. Yes, we're back again with another banger. Oh, yes, we have a very sensitive topic today. This is going to unravel the mindset, the psyche, the issues that a lot of men, and this does not pertain to any race. This is across the board. If they come across a certain environment, and specifically Western civilization, whether that's the UK, Canada, America, whatever you deem as Western, whatever you can see as Western civilization, you're gonna see a very you're going to see behaviors that you really don't question. You're going to see things that you say, well, why am I doing this? Or why is he doing that? I'm taught this. They say this, but this takes place. And this is a result, speaking to the men specifically. Ladies, you can listen. You can just listen to this one. You see men that treat women a certain way, and this goes across the spectrums as well. You see the son husband epidemic, where he places the woman too high on a pedestal, where he puts all women before his own well-being, or should I say his own improvement or evolution. He puts this woman on the pedestal. He waits on her hand and foot. Every decision he makes, he always has the woman, whether that may be his mother, because they have a son husband dynamic, or a girlfriend who, you know, chose him for that very reason. Now we'll pin that. But let's get into the meat and potatoes that you really want to eat. When you see the man handling the woman in a manner in which you may see is toxic, or he's dogging her out. And I've used DMX for this example because if you know DMX, if you in this age bracket, and even if you're not, you just a historian, a rap historian such as myself, or aspiring rap historian. I like to learn these guys' story. DMX came out in the interview and he explained how his mother used to beat him, lock him in the closet, and how he got, hooked on drugs at an early age. And then later on, you listen to some more of his music, you hear the pain in his music. You hear him having a song titled What These Bitches Want From Me. He starts naming these women that he's dealing with, multiple women. And in a lot of cases, you can only juggle so many women and give them the boyfriend experience. Well, what's the boyfriend experience, Date Master? Well, let me explain. The boyfriend experience is when you handle each woman as if this is your lady. You make time. May not be a lot of time, but you make time. The time that you do make is quality. It is not a trick prostitute experience. It is not a go in, get out, go in, get off, and get out. You may lay up, you may go get something to eat, you may take some, you may have intimate, scenarios in which you partake in. Now, the more women you juggle, the less likely the boyfriend experience is going to be present. And if it is going to be on a minimal scale. So you hear the frustration in this song where he's asking, what do you want from me? It seems as if these women are demanding more. They want more time, resources, love, affection, but they want something more. So in her mind, he's quote unquote dogging her out because he's not giving her what she expects. But let's talk to why that is. In a lot of cases, men are going to have a trauma that is silenced and is shunned because I'll be damned if you critique mommy. Because it's mama's baby, daddy's maybe, right? So I'll be damned if you critique your parents, especially your mother. for being who and what she is. Now, people look at judgment as a condemnation, or a you're forever cast to this area. No, you're not forever cast there, but you are put there until you decide to atone or to do better or get better. So what tends to happen, these women have these experience with the son that is the opposite of the son husband. They have back and forth because the son becomes frustrated because he's seeing a behavior pattern. He's hearing conversations. He's hearing the mindset of his mother, which he can identify as bad. He can identify as negative. You have men, and Minister Jap touched on this a couple of years ago, to where you have some men that can't even hug their own mothers. You have some men that can't hug their own mothers because of the shame that they feel for their mothers, the disdain that they have because their mothers have not yet atoned for cussing them out, talking to them as if they're nothing, confronting them as if they're just another nigga on the street. And we know what community we really, really see this in, which is why you have the scenarios and the environment in which we have today. But you see these men dogging the women out, handling them rough, intentionally causing pain by getting, the sex, or, using game to play them before they get played. You see, we're looking for this gray area that is very, very hard to meet. Anytime you see the gray area, it is a small percentage because it takes a lot of skill, willpower, and just self-control to operate in a medium that constantly is tugging you either right or left. So these men get these women, and they start to pick up on, oh, these women are attracted to me. These women are choosing me. The same way the women get the DMs and the attention, the likes, the approaches in public, a woman is going to start to develop a mindset to say, well, this is what it is. This is going to always be the case. Now, the men we go through fluctuations. You're going to have men that voluntarily and involuntarily go through periods where, okay, they may have been getting a lot of attention. They may have fell off. They may have got stagnant. They may have, either chose to focus and take themselves out of environments to get chosen to better themselves. Okay, I'm good, but I can be better. So you isolate. So you're really not even put in that situation or even giving off the energy that you want to be approached, if women are bold enough to approach or attract when you see them get in proximity to make you, to put you in position to win. So we know how these scenarios work, but when the man, and this is speaking from experience, the mama trauma trickles down to the woman that you choose. So you end up in these toxic relationships because you don't know how to pick a woman. You're just going on the physical. You're going on the quote unquote vibe, as they say. So you have these experiences, and excuse me, you think everything is on the up and up until you find out that they cheated on you, they played you, they did something to disrespect you. So now you may deal with that one to get your lick back, depending on who you are as a man, or you may leave. And then the next women that you come in contact with are going to pay for the sins of the previous woman. So she's going to get the cold shoulder. Now we know she likes this because this is your natural state, the stoic, masculine, unmovable object. This is what attracts her to you or keeps her engaged with you, or builds that arousal because you're being who you truly were ordained to be, which is dominant, non-manipulate. You don't have any manipulation bone in your body. You don't have. You're not gullible to the games and the finesse that women use to sway men to get their way. But this mama trauma does go into your relationships because you may be seeking answers, and a lot of the times when you go into these relationships with these traumas, you're going to think to pick women, or you're going to begin to pick women that is the total opposite of your mother. And that is, in a lot of cases, a red flag. Because a lot of women want men like their fathers, and may not be, from a physical, but from a behavioral. standpoint. You know, how he carries himself, his integrity, his vision, his ambition. You see, but the mama trauma that you see in a lot of these households stem from the mother having daddy issues, stem from the mother having self-esteem issues, because what's in is eventually going to come out. If you have any issues, no matter how much makeup filter you put on, no matter how many chains and money you flash, the issues that you have are going to seep into your relationships unless you address them. Now, once you address them, you're beginning to mature, because now you can identify things. Now, it may take a lot of guys some time to get to this place. It'll take you some time, but once you get here, you're going to know what is what. You're going to be out, because it's just a due diligence that one must do. Dealing with people, you must understand their natural instincts, which is to self-preserve, which is to do what benefits them the most. If that's lying, that's what they'll do. If that's cheating, that's what they'll do. If that's stealing, that's what they'll do. So it's the environment in which you deal with people that's going to relieve you of a lot of the trauma that you inherited. You have these toxic exchanges where you try to address things that your mother is doing and she disregards them. That's going to build up more resentment, more disdain, because here I am telling you how I feel. And again, it's just the natural reflex that women have, is just to disregard your feelings until your actions, because again, you're being emotional by voicing your concerns, right? Not exactly. You're communicating your concerns. You're not being emotional, but she perceives it as being emotional, because you just supposed to take the emotional beating that you get from women. Again, you're seeing the videos all day now. This is the most trending video I've seen in the last couple of weeks. And that is the videos of these women crashing out, regretting, and wanting to kick the feminism ick. They want to get away from the feminist ideology now. They're begging men, trying to, negotiate men into being the docile betas that they once were. That time is long gone, ladies. It is a new day. But you see these guys, the multiple baby daddies, the player, this triggers things. When we see these responses, we know my mother may be it may be just like the women that we critique and we see on these platforms, the mindset, the disrespect. We see this. So you guys get into player mode. You want revenge. You want retribution by some form, shape, or fashion. And you run through a lot of women, whether you're causing them pain, heartbreak, or other, it still is on them. But this is on you as well, because you can choose to not do that. But we know it is just simply the acting out of the mama trauma and the trauma that just does not get addressed. And these men carry it to the grave, because there is no safe space for men to come and have these type of conversations, because it's too triggering. Because again, I'll be damned if you critique mama on her bullshit. We can critique dad by not missing and all of this. He wasn't there. He wasn't paying child support. But you cannot critique mama and her bullshit. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. I did want to touch on this issue. We will be getting more in depth on the New Normal podcast. Make sure you go and like, comment, subscribe on that channel. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this channel. It's the Date Master.